Hello students, in this module we will continue with our properties. We have discussed till now closure property, commutative property, associative property. Associative property is applicable for addition and multiplication, where we can add or multiply more than two numbers in any order. And I have asked you to complete exercise 2.2 question 1 and 2. In my next module, I will discuss the answers, few of them. Now let us discuss a very important property, that is the fourth property of whole numbers, that is distributive property. Students, you need to be very careful when while you listen to these properties. These properties, associative and distributive especially, is exceptionally very important. So before I go into details, let us take an example that it is your birthday and you want to distribute toffees to your friends. So you tell your parents that I want this toffee, Clears and Alpenliebe and one lollipop. So like this, maybe you have decided on 5 different type of toffees, okay, and you want to distribute to each child 5 different type of toffees. So what you can do, you will do the calculation in your mind. And how you can do that? Suppose you can think that, okay, in my classroom there are two columns are there. In the first column, how many students are sitting? 4 students. So each child will get 5 toffees. So 5 into 4. So in the first column, how many toffees you have to distribute? 20 toffees. Second column, okay, 8 children are there. This is suppose you. So 8 students are there. So you distribute 5 toffees to each child. So 5 into 8 is 40. Right? So total how many toffees you need? 20 plus 40 is equal to 60. That means we are adding them up. We are adding this up. Yes. Other way in which you can do the calculation. You can think, you can calculate the total number of students first in your class. So how many students are there in your class? 4 plus 8, right? So 4 plus 8 and each child will get 5 toffees. So 5 into 4 plus 8. So this will give us how much? 5 into 8 plus 4 is how much? 12, and 5 12s are 60. So you can see that in both the cases, whichever way you do the calculation, you get the same answer. That means this portion is equal to this. Yes. So this is what is distributive property. That means a particular number you are trying to distribute equally among all other numbers. Like here, it was 4, it was 8, and you wanted to distribute 5 to 4 also and 5 to 8 also. So 5 into 4 plus 5 into 8 is equal to, or you can do the calculation. You have seen this, that 5 into 4 plus 8. So this way of finding solution is known as distributive property of multiplication over addition. So here it is, this property is can be extended. Suppose instead of 2 columns we are having 3 columns, then another plus 5 into that number of students will come, and here also plus that many students will come. So we can continue this. So this is called as distributive property of multiplication over addition. If you observe, students, here we are taking 2 mathematical operation. In associative property, we either used addition or we used multiplication, right? We did not mix 2 or 3 operations together. But here in distributive, you can see we are combining 2 operations, multiply and addition. And you observe this 5 is common. Yes or no? So this is known as distributive property of multiplication over addition. So this is just an example that whichever way you do the calculation, you get the same answer. Right? So let us write down the notes for this. So we can write it that instead of taking numbers, we take as if A, B, C are three whole numbers. Children, I am continuing from here. From here, I am writing here, okay? If A, B, C are three whole numbers, then the first one is A into B plus A into C is equal to A into B plus C. See students, this will be easy, okay? So, we make a box around this and below we write down this is distributive property of multiplication over addition. Am I clear, students? I know you might be having little bit of confusion. That will go when we start with our real life examples. Now, you see, this is distributive, this property which I have written and I have put it inside a box. So, this is called as, this is distributive property of multiplication over addition. Is it clear? Okay. Now, let us write down another one. So this was the first one. Let me write the second one. Below this you need to write number 2. And what is that? A into B, okay, minus A into C. Can you observe again, students, that A is common in both? A into B minus A into C is equal to A into B minus C. So, what will you call this? So, below you write it down like this. This is distributive property of multiplication. You have to write this complete line. I am writing just the next line of it. This is distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Clear, everybody? Okay. So, let us, as I said, we will take a real life example to understand this in a better manner. Okay, why this property is essential in our day-to-day life. Okay, so suppose students, you are staying in a hostel, okay, and there is no one. You are staying in a PG or you are staying in a rented accommodation and you have to spend money on milk and you have to spend money on food item. So suppose every day you are spending 90 rupees on food, okay, and you are spending 50 rupees on others. Others can include your washerman's money, then you are commuting to your school, so other things will include your extra expenditures which you are including. So 50 you are spending on that, 90 you are spending on food. So if I ask you, so this is your per day's expenses, right? Now I tell you that you tell me how much do you spend in 5 days. So what you can do that, okay, 90 rupees I am spending on food. So for 5 days how much am I spending? 90 into 5 into 90, that is equal to 450 rupees. And 50 rupees you are spending on other things, that is 5 into 50 is 250 rupees. Then how much you are spending total? We add it up and you find that you are spending 700 rupees on 5 days. So this is called as calculating with actual multiplication. But there is another way of doing it. If you observe children, how we have done this, we have done it like the left hand side of your distributive property of multiplication over addition. Individually we have multiplied and we have added. Another way in which you can do, you can find out in one day how much you are spending, 90 plus 50, and you have to find for 5 days. So 5 into, so this gives us 5 into 90 plus 50 is how much? 40. So this is equal to 0, 5 4s are 25, 700. So can you see that you are getting the same answer? So this, by using this method, what you have done, you have saved your time. So properties are basically used for saving our time and doing the calculation. And in all the cases, you see there is a common number a here. A is here. So what is the formula which we use while using property? We use just one side of the method. If the method is given, like here you see 5 into 90 plus 5 into 50 is your left hand side. So for doing the calculation in an easy manner, what we are doing? We are writing it like right hand side. A into B plus C. So this is A into B plus C. Right? So this has made our calculation simpler. So I hope you have understood the distributive property. Next module I will explain with more examples. Thank you.